What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916, and you tuned into another edition of my vlog. Want to say thank you to subscribing to the channel, for supporting. You know, we're all about that positivity and that motivation on this channel. And I want to talk about executing your plan and not being a talker but a doer. You know, a lot of people talk about things, you know, say they're going to do this and do that, but every time you see them, nothing's changed. Those people are full of shit. The ones who are carrying out their plans, they might be talking about it, but they're talking about it to speak it into existence. That means that they're creating in their mind a reality that's conducive to achieving their goals. And you can do this by creating a vision board. You can do this by writing down your goals. You could do this by doing repetitious, words that you meditate to, so that you reprogram yourself to have that reality. Because everything we do is a program. It's just like the Matrix. We believe in something, we visualize something, and then eventually by repetitiously repeating that thought process in our conscious, we create that reality. So when you see people who are unhappy, people who are miserable, people who are lonely, they've created that. They've basically, over a period of time, have created that reality that they're now living. And so, you know, if you want to create a different reality, you have to reprogram your mind to think differently. And my whole thing is, like I said, don't do a lot of talking. Just create a plan and execute it. Be about your plan, and you don't want to be talking about a lot of things you're doing to people who aren't doing anything anyways, because these people are going to hate on you. They're going to take your plan and they're going to try to throw as many dark daggers into your plan as possible. And these dark daggers, they can come in the form of just negative comments, attitude, just a bunch of different things that you don't need around you. You don't need that type of vibe when you're trying to put together a master plan. So I always say, you know, it's all right to talk about certain things, because if you believe it, you shall achieve it, and you can make it a reality. But just be careful who you speak it around. And the talkers, the talkers, they've been talking, about doing stuff for years, and you haven't seen any progress. And, they're not going to get outside their comfort zone. They're not going to challenge themselves or take any chances. So, those people, you can choose to entertain them, but at the same time, they're really just kind of draining your energy. And, I try to be courteous, but I try not to entertain that conversation too much, because I'm trying to be forthcoming in what I'm doing, so I need all my energy to go in one direction. So I just kind of brush it aside and keep it pushing. But I try to gauge an individual as far as if they're really about it. I look at where they're at today and where they were at last year. And if they're in the same position, then they're a talker. They're not a doer. Even if it's a baby step, I could rationalize that. But if there's no baby steps in that progress, then these people aren't really about what they say they are. And it sounds good a lot of times to hear yourself talk and act like, oh man, I'm doing this and doing that. But in reality, you gotta have to separate yourself from these particular individuals if you really want to move on to the next level. And it's not being stuck up. It's not being I'm better than. It's being selfish for you, because you have to be in order to make those moves. Everything's energy. It's like if you're trying to swim against a stream and you're using all this energy and the power of the water is holding you back. Well, it's the same thing when you have friends around you, or people you think are your friends, that aren't really going the same direction you're going. you're swimming upstream. And you know, that's the hardest thing I hear from a lot of people when they talk about, you know, associating with different crowds or cliques or doing certain things, is you got to break loose. You got to break loose, find your own identity, and be a doer and not a talker. And sometimes, you know, you might just have to go radio silent or just get ghost. You know, change your numbers, change your address, and go. And start fresh, because it's never too late to start fresh. And it's all about what you're really trying to live your life for, and what you feel your purpose in life is. So, yeah, man, be a doer, not a talker. Execute your plan, and surround yourself around successful people who will help motivate you and stimulate your thought process. Big Herc 916. Holler at me.